through today. But before doing that, let me mention one small disclaimer here, that when we talk about Kenyans in the diaspora, we are not talking about, or we are talking about everybody who is from Kenya, whether they are still holding Kenyan passport or any other passport. And also, I will go further and say that there is no regulation in Kenya that stops any nationality to invest in Kenya. So this is not just for Kenyans, it's Kenyans who are still Kenyans, who have dual nationality, who have changed into a different nationality, and those who are interested in investing in Kenya. That's the important point I wanted to make. Secondly, I want to introduce ourselves, first of all, because we are not known, we are not very old bank in Kenya, we are only 10 years old, but I think it's good to make a brief introduction about the bank itself. Oh, yes. We started operations in Kenya in 2008 rather, 2008. We were licensed in 2006, but we started operations in 2008, so last year we celebrated our 10th anniversary. At the time when we started this bank, there were already 42 other banks operating in the country. And why did a country like Kenya needed another bank, a 45th bank? And we came with the concept of the Sharia banking, which is quite common in the UK. In fact, it's more common here than it is in Kenya or some of the other Islamic ones. This is not to say that we only serve Muslims, we serve everybody. We are not selling faith, we are selling a concept, okay, which you will get to know now. There's a lot of information about it, and even I myself will be free to talk to you after this for those who want to understand the difference between this and what other conventional banks do. So this is us. Kenya banking industry is divided into three. There is Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. Tier 1 is any bank that controls more than 5% market share. And those are only 5 or 6 banks in Kenya. Tier 2 is anybody who controls anything more than 1% but less than 5%. And there are about 16 banks in that category. And Tier 3 is anybody who controls less than 1%. When we entered the market, almost everybody else was there before us. I think there were only 2 banks that opened after us in Kenya. But today, we are the number 1 in the Tier 3. We are just one step to move to Tier 2. We have surpassed banks that opened in Kenya since the 1950s. This means that the market has accepted our concept, and we must have done something right to reach that level. That's where we are today. Again, our vision is to be the leading Sharia-compliant financial service provider in our market. Since we opened, about 4 other banks have opened to do the same concept of Sharia, whether they are full-fledged Islamic banks or windows within conventional banks. But I can also assure you that we are living that vision today. We are still the market leaders. And our mission really is to, the whole concept of Sharia bank is integrity and fairness, which also is something that we are promoting in our markets today. We look after the well-being of our customers, staff, and the community at large. I will talk about what we are doing also for the community, because this is something that we always have to give back to the people. In these 10 years, we have been able to open 17 branches. We are located in 7 different counties. And we also have plans to open more branches and expresses in the course of this year of 2019. So we are expanding quite rapidly within our region. We also have ambitions to move out of Kenya very soon. Our next target is Tanzania, that hopefully by end of this year or early next year, we should be able to start operations in that country. Well, let's talk about our shareholders. Who owns Gulf African Bank? It's a Kenyan bank, fully incorporated in Kenya. But most of our investors come from the Middle East. And that's where the word Gulf comes in. The majority, 90% of the bank is owned by institutional investors, and about 60 to 70% is coming from the Middle East. The first one is Dubai World. Dubai World is a huge investment company that has invested in almost 100 countries, and it is owned by the government of Dubai. They own about 22% of the bank. It's their only investment that they have in Kenya. Okay, this is Dubai World I talked about. We go to the next one. Okay, the next, I don't know, the slide is not showing clearly, but okay, our next one is Al Salam Bank. Al Salam Bank is one of the largest banks in Bahrain. It's a listed company in Bahrain with total assets of over 5.2 billion and capital of $880 million. It's larger than all banks combined in Kenya. So they also own us about 21%. The other one is IFC. IFC is known to everybody. It belongs to the World Bank Group. It's an investment arm for the private sector of the World Bank. They have presence in so many other countries. As I said, it's a World Bank group. They also own about 15% of the bank. It's their only investment in an Islamic bank. I'm sure they don't regret. Al Rumayzan Group is an investment company in Saudi Arabia. They have a lot of investment in the financial industry, including Citibank, substantial shareholding, and some local banks in the region, in the Middle Eastern region. They also have about 21%. Now, between the three of them, you can see it's already more than 60% that is owned from the Middle East. TDB is the Southern and Eastern Trade Development Bank. This bank it's a multilateral bank. It's owned by 19 countries in Africa. It's actually owned by countries, not individuals or institutions or corporate institutions. It's actually countries. Kenya is one of them. So by extension, we are owned by the government of Kenya through this investment. The only country that also is part of TDB and is out of, not in Africa, is the Republic of China. People's Republic of China, they also own substantial shares of TDB Bank. So this tells you the strong backing that we have, solid shareholding that we do. Islamic banking, as I said earlier, it is not something that is restricted only to Muslims. It's just a concept, and we have tried to outline a few things that differentiate between the Sharia banking system and the conventional banking system, which, as I said earlier, in particular, it prohibits interest or usury, as we say. So we do trades rather than direct lending and accepting deposits by paying interest on them. Its basic concept is fairness to how we deal with each other. These are some of the differences that I tried to outline to show that just what the difference between the two. I don't think this would be a good forum for me to talk through the many differences, but anybody who is interested can catch me during the break. Our board of directors, the chairman of the board is the first one, Ahmed Bajaber, he is Kenyan. The second one is Ad Masu, he is also the president of TDB Bank. I also sit in the board, so I'm also a director, apart from being the CEO. Ms. Jyoti Patel. Junaid Rahimullah is the CFO for Dubai World, so he's in the board representing Dubai World. Nawal Salim is the lady who has 26 years experience with the Central Bank of Kenya. She retired recently and she's joined our board. And Richard Chowan also represents Dubai World. Because we do Sharia banking, we also have to have another board that supervises the Sharia issues to make sure that we are in line with the tenets of Sharia. And this is the three board members, Professor Mohammed Badamana, who recently retired from the University of Nairobi. He's been a lecturer there. Dr. Burhan is based in Bahrain, and Mufti Ahmed Suleiman is from South Africa. They're all scholars and Islamic jurisprudence. This is some statistics about the diaspora. We're saying Kenyans in the diaspora have become the largest single source of foreign exchange. Before that, it used to be tea and coffee. Now it's you guys who are supporting the foreign exchange in Kenya. In the first 3 months of this year, we have received more than $640 million incoming transfer. Now, this should tell you something. Why is this money coming? What is it for? This can't be just for family sustenance. There is a huge investments from people who are based outside Kenya. This is not small money. So people are investing back home. Exactly what Becky said. At some point, people would like to either retire there or even move back before retirement, because there are so many opportunities that you will come to hear from my colleagues when they take the podium. Besides the family support, they have significantly invested in real estate sector, contributing to growth of affordable housing, which is one of the government's key agendas for the next few years. The four big agendas for the government, one is to increase the number of housings that we have, and particularly the affordable housing. The agriculture sector, the health sector, and the infrastructure. These are the four big agendas that the president has. You know, our president is serving his last term, and this is the legacy he wants to leave behind. So it's been given a lot of attention today. Because I mentioned to you that I was also in the diaspora for many years. I lived outside Kenya for more than 25 years. And one of the things that we lacked as Kenyans out there was opportunities, investment opportunities back home. I'm sure that is the case today. Maybe today things are getting a little bit better, but there are so many opportunities, but by the time you get to hear of them, they have already gone. There were issues of trust where you want to invest, but the people you are investing with cannot be trusted. We have come here today with partners whom we have ourselves vetted about their credibility and make sure that whoever we bring on board is credible enough, because we also put our name on the line here. So everybody who will come to speak today is somebody that has been vetted thoroughly by the bank, and we approve of them as a credible partner. Yeah. So this is what we have come to bring. And our role really in this is we wanted to show you investment opportunities, and you create an interest for you to invest, and we're saying here is a bank that can support you for those investments. We have come up with products now to support Kenyans or investors from outside Kenya without having them to come back to Kenya to do those processes. We want to do it from where you are, in the comfort of your own offices and homes. Some of the investments that we are doing today is, for example, mortgage financing. We do mortgage financing of up to 20 years that you can pay. We finance for, locally we do a lot more, but for investors from outside we do up to 50 million shillings, and financing ratio is at 80-20. You only need to raise 20% of that investment. The bank will finance you for the remaining 80%. We use a product called diminishing musharaka, which you can also Google to see, because this is now a way of doing it through a Sharia compliant or acceptable way. Applications are available from our website. It's very simple. You apply. We have a dedicated team led by my colleague Noor, which only takes care of the diaspora customers, people who are outside Kenya. So you receive even 100% attention to what you do. We do issuance of, we will do the valuation and charging of the security. These are the requirements that we do. That security itself, that property you're buying will act as security for the mortgage that you are taking from us. We also finance for people who want to buy land. You want to buy a piece of land. Maximum tenure for land is 5 years. You can pay financing up to 20 million, and the ratio is 70-30. You only need to raise 30% of the required amount. The processes again are the same. You can still access us through our internet banking. Equity release. Here we do it two ways. One is, a lot of people have even inherited or bought properties that are old, taking advantage of the low prices that you have, but the house requires renovations and a lot of work to be done. So we can also finance for renovations of those houses, either extension or renovations, and on the same terms. And this is again available up to 550 million shillings in terms of renovation. Ratio again is to 80-20, and these are the required documents that are there. Now on this one it's even easier, because if you have a property, an agent to collect rent for you, and the rent is sufficient for to pay your monthly installment. If it is not, then we will require you to top it up with your earnings, which you will need to remit through to us. Working capital, this is a very interesting one. There are a lot of business opportunities between Kenya and the UK. I know UK imports a lot of stuff from Kenya, and you guys also export a lot of stuff in terms of spare parts, in terms of motor vehicles themselves, accessories and all that. So this is when you want to send to Kenya. If you have a business opportunity like that, that you can send spare parts and sell, but they require some financing, we also do financing for that. We call this a revolving line, meaning if we're giving you a line of, let's say, 5 or 10 million shillings for you to buy these things. If you bring in goods to Kenya for sale, we are hoping that within 3 months or 4, between the time you have bought and shipped them to Kenya and sold them, you receive your money, you pay what is ours and keep your profit, and then do it again and again. So for 1 year, you can do it even 5, 10 times. So if you are given a line of 10 million shillings, you can turn it around as many times. As soon as you pay, you can rebook it again. This is also to create a business opportunity to people who are here. Take advantage of that. The other way around is for you to import things. Look for markets here and import. Our president is now in China. One of the things he's discussing is how do we export avocado to the Chinese market. Every time I go into the supermarket here, I see something, produce of Kenya, produce of Kenya. Who is bringing those? Why not you guys? That market is being taken by other people. About 3 weeks ago, I visited a farm in Malindi, which is owned by non-Kenyans. But they say that they bought that piece of land because they have found a market in the UK. They are growing only chilies, which they bring to. That should be your market. It can't be anybody else. And that's where you need to invest. And we're saying even for that one, we want to finance it. Bring in things from Kenya to sell here, pay back, bring in another lot, and okay. So there are so many opportunities that we want to help you guys to take advantage of. You will do this 3 or 4 times, and then the 5th time you will decide to come back to Kenya. I can assure you that. But this is an area whereby I don't think there is any bank that does equity release for the diaspora market. Everybody is talking only about send the money through us, send the money through us. But what are you giving back to them? Here is the opportunity that we're presenting to you. Here we're talking about who can join Gulf African Bank as a customer. We're talking about Kenyans living or working in the diaspora, Kenyans with dual citizenship, foreigners with investments or businesses in Kenya, or foreigners with family links in Kenya. Okay, so we have opened it up. I don't think that we have left anybody out here. It's available to almost everybody. How to join? This is how it's a very simple process. We have our application forms available on our website. You just open it up, print the documents, you can sign. We will require, since you guys are far away, we will require them to be notarized, and then you can scan them back to us. That's it. The process is done. Some of the channels that we are using today, and one of our partners, the World Remit, is here. But these are the channels that we use in the bank. We have almost everybody. You can use our GovNet, you can use our GovPesa. We have a very powerful mobile application that you can do your transactions through your mobile phone. And I'm sure each one of you has a Kenyan number somehow. All you need is to put in that chip. And if you can allow me, I will do a small demonstration on how we can, you can access that. The phone is there. What you can do is you open an account, you have an account, you can transfer money from here directly to your account. You know, one of the challenges we have had, and as I said, I've experienced it myself, is you transfer money to one family member and send him, let's say, 50,000 shillings. And then you tell him, I want you to give 1,000 or 5,000 to so-and-so, 3,000 to auntie so-and-so, and 5,000 to uncle so-and-so, and whatever is remaining, put it in my account. By the time you go there, there's nothing in the account. It has happened to many of us. Yeah, it's true. You see? So what we have come up with a solution is transfer money from here and put it into your own account. And then through this application, you control. Everybody now has M-Pesa in Kenya. There are thousands of M-Pesa outlets, even in the villages you will find. So when the money is in your account, you access that money through this app, and you transfer it to whoever you want. You do that, you control. You do not depend on anybody. Yeah. This is what took us very long to start, because this application failed us how to project it direct to the screen. But this is what I want to show you. So this is the app here. We call it BlackPesa. Okay. If I open it, and it's very, very secure, by the way. What you need to do is you put in the telephone number that you have registered with us. It will not accept any number. It will accept only the number that is in our records, and also the phone that is also registered with us. Okay, so you see, as soon as I entered the telephone number and my password, it has recognized me, and it's giving me the options. The options are: I can do my balance inquiry, I can do money transfer, I can do top-ups. We now have a system called PesaLink. PesaLink allows you to transfer money from one bank to another. Not within the same bank, but to any other bank. To any other bank in Kenya. So even if you want to transfer money to another bank or through M-Pesa, you can still do through this application. Let's say if we will try one, I'm trying to transfer money from bank to phone. So it's from my bank account, I want that money to come into my M-Pesa wallet. And then from my M-Pesa wallet, I can transfer that money. Or you can even transfer to that third party directly from your account. Okay, if I go here, it asks me, I have more than one account, so it will ask me from which account do I want to transfer. I pick one. This is the account I want to transfer. And who is the service provider? Right now we have only M-Pesa, but we will also have Airtel Money and all other money service providers in the future that will come. Let's say if I want to transfer 5,000 shillings to my M-Pesa wallet. It's there. By the way, even if you have my PIN, you also have to have my phone. Yeah, it won't work. Okay? So it asks me, are you sure you want to send 5,000 to this number? I say yes. And let's see if Safaricom doesn't fail us. Let's look at the speed of this. It says, dear Abdallah, you are requested to transfer 5,000 to M-Pesa is being processed. That Pesa, Bank in Koloni, and so I just dismiss this. And the next thing you see, there should be a message popping up now from Safaricom to tell me that this process is complete. Usually it takes less than 20 seconds. Yeah. But it's as simple as that. Now when that money is in your account, then you can now also do the transfers to M-Pesa to the several people you want or anybody. So this is an application that you will have immediately you have an account, and you can download it, you can do these transfers at the comfort of your home. Let me continue with this one. I don't know what the message is, but usually it should come within seconds. Okay, these are also our distribution channels, as I mentioned. So we also have a pay bill number. You can also transfer money from your M-Pesa to any account. The first one I showed you is both ways, whether if you have money in your M-Pesa, you want it into your account, or you can transfer from your account to your M-Pesa wallet. And other channels that we use, cash in transit, we have an internet banking platform, and we also do business to bank, where you can, if you have a business and somebody is paying you through M-Pesa, it goes directly to your business account. Given the short period that we have been in the market and the success that we have had, we also thought that it's important to also do the corporate social responsibility and give back something to the community. So we have also recently opened GAB Foundation, Gulf African Bank Foundation. It was since 2016, but we got now even waivers from the Kenya Revenue Authority just a few months ago. We are now recognized fully as a foundation, and this money is coming purely from the bank at the moment. The GAB Foundation has done so many activities. So far, we have sent more. Actually, GAB Foundation concentrates on one area, which is education, because it's not very large. We said we cannot divide ourselves, although on case by case, we also support medical camps, but not individuals. But students, we do support those who require assistance in terms of school fees. And when we take a child from primary, we educate him all the way to university at 100% account of Gulf African Bank. So far, we have 1,950 students that have gone to school on our account. Currently, the ones we are paying for is 653. These are the statistics in terms of number of boys, 105 and 82 girls. University, secondary university, we do only up to first degree. And so far, we have spent 128 million in just this kitty for GAB Foundation. So you can see we are also looking at the community around us. Finally, this will be my last slide. These are some of the recognitions that we have received over the years. We continue to be awarded. The last one we received, last ones we received were in 2018, last year, as Best Islamic Bank in Kenya. We were competing with 5 other banks. We were Best Islamic Bank by different institutions. Second runners-up as Best Tier 3 Bank. We have also a record as the fastest growing bank in the Kenyan history so far. So we have received, and we are proud of these awards, but they are all because of you guys and our customers who have supported the business. I will end my presentation here so that I can also give opportunity to my colleagues who are here today to present. I thank you very much for listening to me.
Yes, we'll have questions later. We have a question and answers. But give a round of applause to the Managing Director, Abdallah Abdul Khalik. The next person, we are a bit behind, so I'm going to be picking up on time now. So the next person who is going to join us is the pension. And most of you've just heard about how to open Gulf Bank. I'm absolutely excited because whenever I used to hear Gulf Bank, Gulf African Bank, I would never have imagined in my heart that we are all welcome. You know, whenever I hear that, I would always think, oh, you know, in Swahili we say, hii ni banki ya Waislamu. But I'm absolutely delighted as a Kenyan to know that this is a bank and welcomes everyone. Could you give a round of applause because they brought it to us? So inclusion is a matter of fact within this bank. And thank you so much for the investment that you're doing in Kenya. We appreciate the work that you're doing, Managing Director, and especially with the children and educating disadvantaged children. We love you for that. Anybody that empowers kids, we are absolutely celebrating your bank. Now, the next person is going to be the CPF Fulfilling Lives, and that is the CEO, Hosea Kili. Here, give a round of applause to welcome him. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that introduction. And thank you very much our partner, CAF African Bank, by way of our coming here is actually coming because of GAF African Bank. GAF African Bank is one of our major banks in our group. And for those of us who may not know anything at all about us, CPF Group is actually, if it was a bank, it would possibly be in Tier 1 in Kenya, because we're one of the oldest pension funds group which has been serving the workers of the former local government. And that is our history. We date back to 1929. We were born within the City Council of Kenya, Nairobi, the first City Council in 1929, and we still maintain and I still pay pensioners, even in UK, Canada, and so forth, who used to work in Kenya before independence. That is our background. We still have the institution, but we have grown, and now we run 3 other pension funds which deal with county governments in Kenya. So we are an institution which is owned by enjoying our other schemes which we manage. We are the only public sector registered administrator of pension funds, and we do expect to grow to be able to manage even any other funds which are created in our country and even beyond. Now, we are completely innovated into our business in a very important model, which is driven by our and our all our members and indeed the citizens. So that is our value system, that is our growth. We began in 1920s. We diversified, and the time you are given, which I have here, will not be enough for you to really get to all the things we do. But it's one of the most dramatic growth, because when I took over this institution as a CEO in 2007, it was only commanding about less than 10,000 members and less than 5 billion assets. But as we are talking now, an entire group commands more than 40 billion shillings in assets and has more than 70,000 members, including over 15,000 members who are individuals like you who choose to save money with us for their time. That is the structure of our CPF group. I will not be, because of the time, I will simply show you the way it is. That is the original institution. It's now called Love Trust. The second institution is a group of companies owned by the members through the pension fund in this company called CPF Republic, which is a group holding company. The same company runs a business line for infrastructure and technology solutions. We also handle insurance, including medical insurance for our members and other people in the all of them. And we are also one of the largest property managers, because our property portfolio is in the range of 12 billion all over Kenya. So it's managed by the company called Lesser Property Services. And the company is available for use by you people. Being a trusted public and quasi-public institution, only through shares, you can trust us to really take care of your properties, as opposed to some of the establishments which sometimes, or individuals whom we cannot really rely on. So our history, our public the kind of outlook really gives us the ability to do it for you with a lot of security, with a lot of trust. So if you feel that you want to really entrust your diaspora funds or properties in Kenya to a trusted institution, feel free to talk with us. We do more than that. We do consulting, and in our consultancy business, we do the whole of East Africa. We consult for quite a number of institutions in East Africa, like in Uganda. We are with National Social Security Fund of Uganda, and we were the ones who set up a pension fund for South Sudan government. Now, in our investment model, we have come up with one of the most innovative property investment in Kenya, which is near the Wilson Airport in Nairobi. That is a property we call Freedom Heights, next to where we got our Uhuru. Now, the concept is familiar to you here, but in Kenya, we have never had any property which has got a system of management which is so robust, with high technology used in it. So what we have introduced is that such a unique investment. It's the first property to have bulk gas and bulk power into the property. So it's an assurance on energy supply 24/7. At the moment there is water shortage in Nairobi because of drought, but because we have complementary supply from our boreholes, when you live here, you are assured of all the services throughout. And therefore, we do project management. We can manage our projects from the beginning of construction, design, and everything to the end. We employ all the qualified professionals within our institution in this company, Lesser Properties. We take care of all insurance needs, all the risk management we do handle, and I'm happy to say that we are one of the largest, just like the bank here. Our business was only 5 years old, but we're already a big player in the Kenyan insurance industry, in the broking business. And we currently even broke medical insurance to our members. And we are able to offer insurance, which is unlike many cases. Because of our large membership, we are able to offer our members insurance even up to the age of 80 and above. You can't get that even like living in this country. To be insured without a requirement of being tested, medical tests and so forth. So if you therefore engage with us, we'll be doing a product where we pool groups of people into medical groupings so that you can be able to benefit from this kind of product and not be isolated. Your families back home, they need very, very important medical services. We do have, in partnership with the bank here, the first retirement fund, which is Sharia compliant. We launched it last year, and we already have more than 800 million in assets in this fund. It's a sub-fund of our fund, and it takes care of already have more than 7,000 members who are majorly Muslims. But this is an ethical product for anybody who does not want to have their investment intention in products like maybe the harms industry, things like betting and gambling. You can safely put your money here, and at the age you choose to retire 50, 60, you can put your money and you can pay either a pension or a lump sum, or whichever way you feel like. So that's a product we have, and you can pick some of our brochures. They'll connect you to our communication team and our websites. Very important for managing this kind of product, you are going to have this kind of where we have a corporate team who takes care of affairs. We have a Sharia Advisory Council headed by leading scholars We also have separation of roles. We have a separate custody bank, at the moment we use the equity bank, fund manager, and we also use actuaries, and we are the administrators of the end. So, we do invest. At the moment, there is still not many products to invest in Kenya which are Sharia compliant. So, we are looking forward to having some new products coming in, and we are working very closely with our Ministry of Finance. But we do still have property investment. We intend to make up one of the first property assets for members of the scheme in one of our properties in Nairobi, near the river, where we would like to sell the property only to people who want to buy. In terms of who can join, how to join, we use a number of products. We use an pension USSD code through the phone, and we have a CPF hub where you can join. We are currently working on internet connectivity for diaspora because it's the first time we are coming out to tell you about these products. It means therefore that when we have the internet connectivity for registration and membership, you can be able to remit your funds in the manner which we will work with the bank, and you'll be able to, the funds will be able to recharge immediately, and we are able to invest. In terms of benefit access, you pick your own retirement age. You can either take it at 60 or 50, whichever time, or you can choose to transfer it to another scheme. It's very flexible. And you can also take it on medical grounds. Understanding that all our members who are joining the scheme are insured on group life, personal accident, and also for funeral last expense benefits. In terms of the USSD code, that's the code you use to join. If you have a Kenya number, you can immediately engage with us through that. Those are some of the steps for registration. Don't want to belabor because of time. I just want to maybe move now to the next product which we do have, so that you can get a lot of information on joining. Now, I will just share with you the financial investments for just one of our schemes for time. You can see we even have investments also offshore a little bit. Sometimes the investment returns offshore may not be as high as in Kenya. We are currently having a product which we want to move further in Kenya more. I'm a director also with our Nairobi Securities Exchange. So we have a product called Real Estate Investment Trust. It's an area with more knowledge by Kenyans, or they will be able to acquire investment in properties which are very good without necessarily owning the entire property themselves. So those are some of our performances. I don't want to belabor that. Yeah. Now the individual plan, which I'm asking you now to consider joining, is actually a young scheme, but that's the performance in a very short time of its investment. It's not currently actually doing around $1 billion now in assets. But we do invest in those kind of investments. Yeah. So you just move fast on that. I want to share, that's the property I was talking about, the Freedom Heights. Actually finished and ready, and there is a shopping mall in the same development, very big shopping mall with Naivas, one of our largest supermarkets there. That's the furnishings of the property. Now, the major thing which is different about this development, as I said, is we have also given a service charge warranty for 10 years. What we are trying to guarantee is a development which does not depreciate in value. It doesn't depreciate in value. It's a very big problem in Nairobi, for Kenya, when developments are handed over to the management company owned by the owners. It's immediately a mess. in this particular property, we guarantee that it will remain exactly the way you bought it. So it's a very good investment for that's the prices. I think it's good to know the prices. What are the prices? The current, we want to rent it out. That is the type of money you will be making for now. So this is moving so far. Okay. Yeah, that's the prices and the rents of that. Now the other property we are doing is really high end also. In Karen. We call it the $1 million homes. Unfortunately, we just have a bit of, we are doing 30 units in a place called Olua Ridge in Karen. Just quite cheap houses. Circle in the forest, so you are sure that nobody else will, if I present the forest, nobody else will do a house next to, next the other to you. And the same concept we are applying, which is in Freedom Heights, we are doing it here. So those are the kind of houses that will be coming up. So for those of us who want to live nice, you really can come and buy those homes. It's actually under construction right now. And we have maintained the natural vegetation in the forest. So, yeah. Then the last thing I talk about is a trust fund. Very, very important for you. Now, the trust fund is a special fund. It's meant to take care of the vulnerable or the children or the vulnerable, maybe parents who are back home there. If you have some funds and you like, instead of trusting your brother, sister to do it for you, take care of your children or your maybe late sister or brother's children, you can put the money with us. Currently, we have that kind of assets, and we're taking care of school fees and other needs of the children who are left with us. It's very, very useful, very important, because we have got that public sector or relationship, you can trust that your money will really be used for the purpose. And we have done it for the last 90 years. So, and it doesn't have to wait for a will in case of death. So long as you have signed a grant with us, we will really move in and take care of your family, of the one you have generated. Okay. I think I've tried to rush my presentation. Any other information possibly you could share out there, or you can share and ask any questions. Thank you so much for that small opportunity.
Thank you, Sana, Mr. Hosea. He kept it really brief, and if you're willing to get to know more about pension funds, please. You know, London Diaspora Forum is all about educating and bringing us information. Once again, Becky Karanja, the founder, has absolutely wowed us to bring all these people from Kenya. We're going to rush it now, and quickly I appreciate the World Remit, whose stall is out there, so please pick a bag, see what is inside. Have you ever sent money to Kenya? Have you used that service? Give us a wave if you've used